I'm Anil Kumar. Welcome to my series on algebra. We are going to take some questions from previous test papers to understand how to solve word problems which are seen in our test papers, right? That's the whole idea. Now, at the end, I'll combine most of the word problems which I'm working on, and then we'll create one video where all the relevant questions will be compiled. Let us now look into these three questions. You can always pause the video, copy these questions, solve them, and then look into my suggestions. I'll begin with their solutions one by one. So let's take question number 1 first. It says Anil and Ben are siblings and Ben is 52 centimeters shorter than Anil. So let us say that the height is A for Anil and B for Ben, right? Okay. In that case, the first statement is Anil and Ben are siblings and Ben is 52 centimeters shorter than Anil. That means B is Anil minus 52. Correct? 4 centimeter more than quadruple Ben's height is equal to triple Anil's height decreased by 28. Right? So this is a very tricky statement which we need to write in the form of an equation. It says 4 centimeter more than quadruple Ben's means 4 times B and then 4 centimeter more than plus 4 is equal to triple Anil's height decreased by, so 3 times Anil's height decreased by 28. Do you see that part? So that is how we get two equations from the given conditions. Now we can substitute the value of B to find the value of A, which is Anil's height, and then we can find the value of B, right? So now we'll substitute 1 in 2. That is to say the value of B, which is A minus 52 in the second equation. So we get 4 times A minus 52 plus 4 equals to 3A minus 28, right? Let's open the bracket. So we get 4A minus 4 times 2 is 8, 4 times 5 is 20, plus 4 equals to 3A minus 28. Bringing A's together, 4A minus 3A equals 2. The numbers on the other side, so we get 208 on this side with a positive sign. We have minus 28 and minus 4. Right? 4A minus 3A is A, right? So we get A equals to this difference, right? So when let's use the calculator. So we have 208 minus 28 minus 4. Even otherwise, it is not a very difficult calculation, right? So we get 176 centimeters as the value of A, right? Now, since we know what A is, now we can find what B is, right? So we just calculated A as equal to 176 centimeters. B from our equation number 1 is A minus 52. So we can write this as 176 minus 52. So that gives us 4 to 124 centimeters, correct? So our answer here is that how tall is each person? Anil is 176 centimeters tall and Ben is 124 centimeters tall. Is that clear? So that is how we are going to answer the very first question. Let's move on and take the next question. Question number 2. Aman, Bandana and Caroline were given a total of 2750 in scholarships. Caroline gets 3 times the amount Aman gets and Aman gets 250 less than Bandana. Determine an algebraic equation which models the problem. solve your equation to find the amount received by each person. So let's define our variables, right? So amount to Aman is A, Banna B, C for Caroline. Okay, so that makes relevant reference. Total is 2750, so we are saying A plus B plus C is 2750. Clear? Now, Caroline gets 3 times the amount Aman gets. So C is 3 times Aman. And Aman gets 250 less than Bandhana. A is B minus 250. 250 less than B, okay? Determine an algebraic equation which models. So now we got all this, right? So we can substitute the value of C as 3A and A as B minus 250 in this equation, correct? So, and then we can find each value. So I'll prefer to write everything in terms of A, right? So we can write from here what B is equal to, right? So we can say A plus 250 is equal to B. So basically, I got everything in terms of A, right? C is 3A, A is A, and B is A plus 250. Does make sense to you, right? So now we'll rewrite our equation. We can say A plus B plus C is A plus B is A plus 250 plus C, which is 3A, is equal to 2750. Okay? So A, and 3A makes it 5A. So 5A is equal to 2750 minus 250, which is equal to, when you take away, 2500. So A is 2500 divided by 5 or 500. So A gets $500. Now let's write down each value, right? So we have A equals to $500 and B will be equal to 500 plus 250, which is in dollars $750. As far as C is concerned, 3 times 500, which is dollars $1,500, right? So that is how we will get the answer for this question. Is that clear? Now let's take the third question. 3. Radar detects an unidentified plane 6,000 kilometers away, approaching at 800 kilometers per hour. 15 minutes later, an interceptor plane was dispatched, traveling at 900 kilometers per hour. How long did the interceptor take to reach the approaching plane? So let's try to understand this situation. Right. So we have a distance here which is 6,000 kilometers, right? So in this case, there is a plane which is approaching. So let's say this is the plane which is approaching, and it is approaching with the speed of 800 kilometers per hour. From the other side, rather from this side, interceptor is sent, whose speed is average 900 kilometers per hour. But this plane is dispatched 15 minutes later. So what does that mean? So when I say 15 minutes, that means 15 over 60 of an hour or quarter of an hour, right? Which you can write this as 0.25 hours. Is that clear? So somewhere in between they are going to meet. We need to find that time, right? How long did the interceptor take? So this time, so let's say interceptor took t time, right? So let's say they meet here. So if interceptor travels for t, the other plane travels for t plus 0.25 hours, right? So all are in hours. Clear? And the total distance traveled is 6,000 kilometers. Is the concept clear, right? So basically, we have that the total distance equals to distance by the approaching plane plus distance traveled by interceptor. Clear? So the total distance is 6,000 kilometers. That is equal to distance traveled by approaching. The speed is 800 kilometers. Time is t plus 0.25, right? And for the interceptor, it travels for t hours. So it is 900 t. So that is how you get your equation. Clear? Now let's solve for time t. So we get 6,000. We could divide by, we'll do the calculation later. 800 t plus quarter of 800, that means 200, right? So 1/4 of 800 plus 900 t, right? So we'll take away 200. So we get here 6,000 minus 200 equal to 9 times 9 plus 8 is 1,700 t. So from here we can see what t is. So t is 6,000 minus 200 divided by 17. Clear? So we get 6,000 minus 200 equals to, divided by 17 equals to. So this time is in hours, right? So we get 300 what? So something is wrong. So sorry, 1,700, not 17, 1,700. So we have to divide by 100 also. So we get in decimals 3 hours 41, 3.41 hours, correct? So that is the time. Now let us convert this time to hours and minutes. So we have 3 hours, 0.41 hour. We can multiply this by, since we know 1 hour is 60 minutes, right? To get time in minutes. So we'll multiply 0.41 times 60, which is let's say 25 minutes. Okay. Right, so we just round it. So we have now time t for the interceptor will be 3 hours and 25 minutes. Is that clear to you? So that is how we can actually solve this question. I hope with this you understand how to solve these word problems. Feel free to write your comments, share your views, and if you like and subscribe to my videos, that would be great. Thanks for watching and all the best.